In all my experience in retail, I always found that indie games kind of flew under the radar. Many a year ago, indie games were mostly common with hipster players and those who thought themselves as real gamers.
You play Minecraft? Oh my god, that is way too mainstream of an indie game for me. I only ever play games that you have to go through pages and pages of the internet on itch to actually find. God, what a poser.
Nowadays, you'll find that most studios and indie titles are scooping up awards and getting the attention that they truly deserve. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mai, and if you're not so new, welcome back. Since as far back as I can remember, I have been a huge fan of indie games, and I thought, let's have a little chat and list a few games that I think that are hidden and you really should be playing. I mean, it's your life, you do what you like, but I think these ones are definitely worth playing. Now, without further ado, let's get started. I found this game via an itch.io bundle I purchased a couple of years back. This bundle was huge, so this was a real find for me. Mewnbase is a planet exploration and survival game where you must wander the barren planet you have found yourself on. Also, did I mention you get to play as a cat? This game is a mix of a challenge and everything I love about survival games. The graphics are absolutely lovely, the title music is pretty funky, and the entire atmosphere of the game is eerie but relaxing. You'll have to get through obstacles and plan your missions as you only have a limited amount of oxygen when you leave your base. The one thing I should say is, as this game is in active development and early access, it's best to note that there may be a few bugs, but so far I've had no issues. As far as I'm aware, this is quite a well-known and popular title. If you haven't heard of it or haven't played it, then you are certainly missing out. It's a narrative-based game which follows the story of May, a college dropout who has returned to her hometown. The game encourages exploration, making choices, and to me at least is reminiscent of point-and-click adventure games. Along with the animal characters, stunning art, and music, the game touches on topics of mental health and has a brilliantly written storyline. When playing this, I was expecting something funny, which of course it is, and lighthearted, but boy was I wrong. Plus, as a little bonus, if you're a fan of Guitar Hero, you'll definitely have some fun playing the bass in this. In the supernatural mystery game, you play as Alex. You and your friends take your yearly trip to a local island to party, only to accidentally open a ghostly rift using your radio. When I initially played this game, after getting it from Xbox Gold, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. There are multiple endings and interchangeable scenarios as you make different choices and dialogue options in the game. In fact, sometimes it's better if you say nothing. I'm not much of a horror game player these days, but I would certainly say that Oxenfree is pretty creepy. I couldn't help but get slight modern Cthulhu vibes as well. The art is moody with its watercolor aesthetic, something I truly admire in video games. Throughout the story, you'll learn more about the characters, unlock secrets, and be a different person when finishing it. Its sequel is planned to be released in 2023, but I urge you to play this first to get prepared for the creep. My partner introduced me to Firewatch about 6 years ago. At the time, aside from maybe playing Journey or Everybody Goes to Rapture, I'd never really played a walking sim before. Now they're one of my favourite game genres. In Firewatch, you play as Henry, a man escaping his everyday life to work in a national forest as a firewatcher in the late 1980s. Straight from the get-go, he meets Delilah through his walkie-talkie, a fellow firefighter and a constant throughout the story. Shortly after starting his post, strange things start to happen around Henry, and he decides, with Delilah's help, to uncover the mysteries occurring around him. I couldn't speak more highly of this game. Cissy Jones and Rich Somers' performances as Delilah and Henry still move me to this day. The gorgeous art style, atmosphere, story, and sense of nostalgia and the sense of nuance has made a huge impact on me. I don't say this about most games, but most days this game pops into my head with feelings of warmth and need to replay it again. Some of you may know that I'm a fan of survival and sandbox games, but I'm also a fan of Norse mythology and their stories. My cat Buri is named after a Norse god after all. Valheim is set in a world where fallen Vikings must find a way to get to Valhalla. You are led by a raven and advised to kill evils that wander the world. The world itself is pretty huge, and you have the chance to build a base, improve your skills, and even have a chance at playing multiplayer. Some builds I've seen before have been absolutely incredible, some even building entire roads and bridges to other parts of the map. Some might say that the art style is a bit odd or blotchy, maybe even a bit muddy, but I think it's pretty unique. It reminds me a bit of classic RuneScape or games I grew up with in the 90s. Now, when this originally came out in Steam, I went through a period where I didn't have anyone to play with and I was too freaked out to attack the bosses alone, so I only ever picked it up now and again. Now, however, with it being on Xbox with crossplay, I'll certainly be playing with friends. Valheim is currently in early access and they are often adding updates and new features, so watch out for those. A Short Hike is a charming adventure exploration game where you're given the task to reach the highest point of the mountain. Along the way, you'll meet different animal folk, collect golden feathers to help your journey, and, well, explore to your heart's content. This game has a happy balance of letting you do what you want without shoving directions in your face, which is a little bit of a breather compared to most games these days. You can easily complete this in a couple of hours for the main story, but if you're a completionist, it'll take you a wee bit longer. It's certainly charming and takes inspiration from Breath of the Wild and Firewatch, to name a few. The art style takes a little bit of getting used to, which I quickly forgot about, to be honest, and now I can appreciate more with its free flow and comfy gameplay. Oh, I have a lot to say about this game. I was given the code for this shortly before release, many a year back, and I've been raving about it ever since. You control Sam, the son of a wealthy CEO who, after getting hit by a truck, finds himself in hell. After queuing up for his new job, because in hell everybody must have a job and be a working member of society, he makes a deal with death. Now, forget about all your previous preconceptions of death, because to me, this is his final form. He's a skateboard-loving skelly who, ironically, I'd love to hang out with. Anywho, the deal that Death makes with Sam is that he must survive 24 hours back on Earth and be able to perform all his bodily functions. Now, this is where you come in. You must use different buttons, different controls to help him live, ranging from making sure he breathes, to making his eyes blink, and even trying to pee. This game is hilarious, fiddly in a fun way with an art direction which reminds me of those paper puppets you'd make as a kid. I really feel like that not enough people know about this game, let alone played it, so please give it a try. You won't be disappointed. Also, if you're a fan of the Stanley Parable with its very sarky narrator, I think this is the game for you.
Sam does something that resembles walking toward the bathroom. Sam tries out a strange maneuver by stepping with the same leg twice. Sam takes a leak on the floor. Sam takes a leak everywhere, including but not limited to himself. You're impressing no one, Sam. How hard is it to blink, Sam?
Now, whilst making this video, I found it very hard to choose which games to include because my library is getting bigger and now bursting with indies. So if there was an indie game that I didn't include in this list, let us know in the comments below and it's likely I'll make another one. If you enjoyed the video, give it a little like, and why not subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified when I'm next posting. I also have more videos if you want to go and check them out. They're quite fun, you know. And yeah, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Bye!